Hi Flosstube, I'm Sally, I'm StitchySally here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Today is Wednesday the 13th of August 2025 and this is Flosstube number 104. A very warm welcome, whether you are a new or a returning viewer, it is lovely to have you here. If you are new and you like what you see, it would be lovely if you would hit the subscribe button, like my videos and the little alarm button so that you know when I upload other videos. So I have a little bit to show you today. I've got a couple of finishes and just the usual whips. No haul. I do have something coming, which is the fault of you, Sarah, Cross Stitch Sarah. I'm going to blame you because I saw your sheep scissor fob from Adele at TaylorMade Stitchery, or is it TaylorMade Stitching? I can't remember which it is now, but anyway, yeah. So I'll share that on my next Flosstube. So I'm going to get started. I've lost one of my finishes. Well, I haven't lost it, it's in the pile, but it's just got a little bit buried. So we'll do this one first. So this I finished on Monday night. I don't have the threads because I've put them away and kitted something else up. So this is Rose Cottage Sampler Pinkeep by Stacy Nash Primitives. Can't remember when I started this. It's a while ago, possibly April time. Not entirely sure. And I stitched this on a 36 count fabric of the month. I think it was November 2024. Fabrics by Crafti Kate, and I used the DMC threads on the chart. Oop. And it's all finished. Sorry, I've had to move my laptop. Well, I've moved my microphone to the other side because my laptop is making a lot of noise and it was picking up on the microphone. So I'm kind of not used to this angler dangler that I'm at. So yeah, all finished. The only changes I made, this shade here, which I don't know, what was it? 543. That was used on some of the numbers, and because it didn't show up very well on the fabric, I just stitched all the numbers in the same colour. So I've got all that bottom bit done. It might have been almost finished last week, but I made a very, very silly mistake and started stitching with 2 threads, and it was very, very noticeable, so I had to do quite a bit of unpicking. But that is all done. Really, really pleased with how that looks. I think it is rather large to turn it into a Pinkeep, but anyway, we'll see. I'll make my mind up what I'm going to do with it. I'm running out of wall space, so a Pinkeep may well be a good idea. I mean, I say running out of wall space. I'm sure I could make more space if I move stuff about and just filled in some gaps and things like that. But so my next finish is Mill Hill Beaded Holiday Kit, and it's Crimson Cloisonne. I don't know how the hell you pronounce it. Yeah, whatever it is. Anyway, it's that. And this was sent to me in a package by lovely Sharon. It's quite a while ago, to be honest, and I just kept thinking I'm going to get it out, I'm going to have a go. And then in July it was Carnival weekend here, and I didn't want to go because it was only a couple of weeks after I'd had my surgery, and it can get very busy and I didn't want to get knocked about or anything like that, so I didn't go. I stayed at home. My husband was, he'd been asked to buy the carnival committee chairman if he would be the photographer the weekend, so I thought he's just going to be rushing about doing that, so I stayed at home. So I started this. It did take me quite a while because I needed to be at the table. Don't have very good light in my dining room. But anyway, it's done. And here it is. Oops, sorry for the glare. It's not perfect. I got a little bit mixed up here and there. I've got one, I think it's just one single bead, which is not so bad. I used the wrong colour, and then something happened up here, but it's fine. I'm very, very pleased with it. So Sharon also sent me some backing fabric, sticky felt, to put on it. So yeah, really, really pleased with that. And that will go on my tree this year. I've got my tree every year for that matter. So I'm going to do a giveaway for that in a bit. Right, I don't want rid of that just yet because that's got a planned new start in it. So we'll do this one. So this is a stitch along that I am hosting with lovely Elaine, who is Ellie Welly Stitcher on Instagram and Flosstube. Originally we were going to do one a month, and I decided that I was just going to carry on and keep going with each one. So I made a start on the December one, which is incredibly cute. Absolutely love it. So after that, I've just got January and February to do. I do have my favourites. Some of them I don't particularly like all that much. Well, I won't say not like all that much, but I have ones that I absolutely adore, and this being one of them. So there's just those floss colours. So they're not very many, which is quite nice. And I'm stitching all of these on a 32 count raw opalescent linen from Zweigart, and there we go, that's where I'm at on December. Look at that cute sheep, so cute, and I love these trees. It's really, really pretty, is this one. So yeah, really, really enjoying these. And if you've been here before, if you haven't been here before, I love sheep. Really, really love sheep. And snowmen. Right, and robins. So the next whip is Yasmin's Made with Love, and it's Never Forget. And as I've said before, I won this in a giveaway on Yaz's Flosstube quite a while ago. There is a lot of stitching in this, but it's well worth it. So I am using the called for DMC threads, and Yaz kindly included 4 Tom and Lily's to use as well. And those are my lovely floss drops that my husband bought me one Christmas. I did give him some clues, so so I'm stitching this on a 36 count pearl grey linen from Zweigart, and look, my border met. My border actually met. I was so pleased. Really, really chuffed that it met, because, you know, we all know, don't we? Those borders, sometimes they're very, very awkward and they don't meet. So, I finished the border, the green bit of the border last night, and then I started adding some of the outlines of the flowers. I'd already done a few, I thought I'll just carry on with those. And I also filled in the bit of the bird's tail that I'd missed off. I do need to go back and add their legs, and I do need to go back to that middle bit and add the word make to that. So still a lot to do, but it is very, very much worth it. It's a beautiful design. Right, just excuse me while I grab a quick drink. We're in another heat wave here. It's too hot for me today. So next whip. Sorry for the crinkling. I'm going to have to take this out the back because there's no picture of it on the front or the back. So my next whip is one that I stitched on a Saturday night with my dear friend Lainey, Lainey Main, on Instagram. And I did forget to say I also stitched my sheep on a Friday night with my lovely friend Barb, who I actually enabled to go and buy the pattern. Sorry, Barb. Yeah, it's button box, and it is in the book In Friendship's Way, and I'm loving stitching this. So I've chosen to stitch it with the DMC conversion, more lovely Charlie feathers, floss drops and some ring glue. And I love these colours, they're so pretty. So I've managed to complete the house. Had I completed? I think I might have completed the house last time, actually, now that I come to think of it. Yes, I think I had. I think this is when I should watch my previous floss tube back so I know where I am with it. But anyway, never mind. So I've got some of the border done. Finished off the stitching on this, and I've started that flower pot up there. So it's going really, really well. I don't think I'm going to add the flower buttons on this. I think I'm going to have a look through the book and just find another chart and just stitch some flowers on, because it's not going to be a button box, isn't mine. It's going to be a box for old marriage certificates, my granddad's football medals, my great granddad's railway medal. We've got a couple of death pennies, which were for my husband's great uncles. I don't know. I'm going to have to work that one out because I'm not quite sure. But yeah, just treasures, basically. So what I want to do, where it would say button box, I do actually want to put treasures. But I'm going to have to change the font because otherwise it isn't going to fit. So this is stitched on 32 count platinum linen by Swagart. And as I say, just with the DMC conversion off the chart. That is just absolutely beautiful. Love it. And then the next whip is Cottage Garden Samplings Peacock Pinkeep. So I got this from Coffee Craft Fabrics. Megan was doing it as a package, either, you know, with the full kit or just the chart or the chart and fabric or just basically whatever you wanted. So I got the chart and the fabric, which was specially dyed by Megan for this piece. And the threads are all DMC, barring, where's it gone? Deep Sea from Wix Dye Works. Make sure I get this the right way up, and there we are. And that fabric is not that shade. Obviously, if you've been with me for quite a while, you know that the camera on my laptop does not particularly show fabrics very well, particularly, or threads for that matter, particularly if they are like a lilac-y colour or purple. But just look at that. I absolutely love, love, love this. It is just so beautiful. So I think I've got all the outline of the feathers in. I've just got to fill the middles in now. I think that's all of them. That's it. Yeah, I think it is. Maybe. Difficult to tell. But yeah, could be. So the filling in should go hopefully quite smoothly, providing I read my pattern properly, of course. And then the final whip kind of feels like I haven't got as much to show you, have I? Because I am actually secret stitching one night, so I just felt like I needed to get some secret stitching done. So this is my final whip, and it is Long Dog Samplers, the Pilgrim, and I know a lot of you really, really like seeing this. So I finished page 10 and made a start on page 11. So I'm basically here. So this is using Anchor Black, DMC White, which is for the back stitch on the black, and then Carrie's Creations Old World Red for the wording. Right, this is a 20 count Balana, and I think it's an off-white or an antique white. As I've said before, it just had a colour number, it didn't have, or just a number, it didn't have an actual colour. Am I all in? No, I'm not. A bit further back. So there we are, page 11 started. Got quite a lot of, I don't know whether it's a toad or whether it's a frog. I think it's a toad, but I could be totally wrong. Really, really enjoying that. Well, you know, because I say every time, it's probably my favourite piece that I'm stitching. So yeah, still well on track, I think, to get that finished for the end of the year. So, my planned new start is Chubby Squirrel by Jeanette Douglas Designs. And I'm going to use, I showed this last time, it was from my 123 stitch haul. So I'm going to stitch it on the 36 count antique white Edinburgh linen that I got with it. I'm sorry, I got the sniffles. And do excuse my threads. They're all different lengths because I cut them different lengths at one point. I have two of the thread winders, and I got different lengths. And these are the DMC threads. I'm using the conversion off the chart. So I'm looking forward to starting that, and I'm going to be swapping this once I've finished with it, and Chubby Squirrel. No, that's Chubby You. With one of my Stitch friends and viewer, because she's got Chubby Bird and Chubby Rabbit. Yeah, Chubby Bird and Chubby Rabbit, so we're going to do a swap. Because I think those are the only two now that I don't have until Jeanette brings some more out, of course. So that's all my stitching. I don't have any haul. As I say, I've got a scissor fob coming from Adele at TaylorMade Stitchery. Sorry, I don't know which it is. And maybe by the next time I film, I'm not entirely sure, I might have my next fabric of the month from West Greenloft Yarns. I'm not entirely sure about that though. Right, I should have brought a pen. So I'm going to give this away. There's quite a few beads left, not entirely sure whether there'd be enough to do it again, but you can always choose your own colours. There's plenty of thread left. And you'll just need to add a piece of perforated paper or whatever you want to stitch it on. UK only, please. Don't use the words giveaway, free, competition, anything like that that'll get the bots here or people who are not stitchers, or should I say beaders. So what word shall we use? If you use the word holiday, I don't mind. If you put it in a sentence or if you just use the word, I really don't mind. You have to be over 18, so I can ask for your address. I think that's it. So yeah, if you would like to win that, just use the word holiday. And again, UK only. I will repeat that. So that's that. I do, at some point when I've got a slot, want to do some more out of the With Thy Hands booklet, the Teresa Kogut one. The main big piece I stitched, I started for my 60th birthday, so I'd like to get the other bits stitched at some point, but when I will get it done, I do not know. I've got too much stuff. When will I ever learn not to buy anything else? Chart wise, of course. So I've got the threads sorted. I just need to decide on fabric and have a slot. Maybe when I've finished the Peacock Pinkeep. Other than that, I'm just going to carry on doing what I'm doing, stitching what I'm stitching. I have done a pre-order for Needlework Marketplace. I wasn't going to, but I have. I've done one with Heather at Woolly Woolly Sheep for, well, I hope I have. I'm hoping that I've filled in the form correctly for Puntini. Now I don't know whether she calls it Fall Animal Trio or Autumn Animal Trio. I do not remember which, but that one I've done a pre-order for that. So yeah, no life update really, nothing to report. I'm waiting for my follow-up appointment to get my histology results. But it's only 5 weeks tomorrow since I had my surgery, so it could be a while yet before I get seen. I haven't really been watching Flosstubers. I did watch a few on Sunday, and I think a couple on the Thursday evening. My husband was out at his photography group on Thursday, and then he was out at some grass tracking on Sunday. I've been reading, and I'm really enjoying my reading, and while I'm enjoying it, I don't want to stop to watch some Flosstubers, so I do apologise. Obviously, if you watch me and you don't want to watch me because I'm not watching you, that's fine. It makes no difference, really. So yeah, enjoy my reading. I've read, I think I'm on my 3rd book in 3 weeks, probably less than 3 weeks. I read Upon a Frosted Star. I do not remember who the author is, but that was really, really good. It's a retelling of Swan Lake, I think, or something. I cannot remember. I think it's Swan Lake, maybe. That was really, really good. Really enjoyed it. Didn't like the ending, but then I shouldn't have expected anything else, really. But I didn't like the ending. And then I read Madly Deeply, the Alan Rickman Diaries. I did enjoy those, but I did feel like I was intruding. I did feel like as though they shouldn't have been published. I don't know whether he gave permission for them to be published, or whether he, it does say that in the foreword that the man who did the foreword, he didn't know whether he would have wanted them published, which I think if there was some doubt, it shouldn't have been done, really, but that's just my opinion. And I'm now reading The Starless Sea. Again, I cannot remember who the author is. She wrote The Night Circus. I've not read The Night Circus, but let's just say I don't want to put it down. I'm really, really enjoying it. So yeah, just enjoying my reading at the moment. So yeah. So I think that's about it. I'm a bit late filming today. I normally do film about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. I've started since I started filming in here, but I wanted to exercise this morning. Yeah, I know, it's bad that, isn't it? I wanted to exercise. I haven't exercised for quite a long time because I had those 2 bouts of vertigo, so I wasn't up to, obviously, exercising, and then I had my surgery, and I don't know, I'm just feeling a little bit I don't know. I've put a little bit of weight on, which is very, very surprising because I'm walking just about every day, but obviously I've had this surgery, I'm tired. I don't know whether it's my body's way of, I don't know, really, to be honest, but anyway, yeah, I've started exercising again. I'm only going to do it maybe 3 mornings a week at the moment, and then build myself back up again. I was doing it 5 days a week, but I need to build myself up again. So that is it. You don't really want to hear me waffling about exercising and crap like that, do you? So I will hopefully be back in 2 weeks' time. So until then, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your lovely comments, and enjoy every single stitch. Bye.